Hey guys, hope everybody had a great Friday. A good day to kick off the start of your weekend, and we can recharge these batteries. I know yesterday I was hating that it was Thursday and today was Friday, but today kind of helped me appreciate that today was Friday, and we get the weekend to decompress and sit back and relax and enjoy the fruits of our labor. But in this business, we're gonna deal with fear. We're gonna have our doubts about what we're doing or whether we can do it or not. We're gonna experience adversity. We're gonna get knocked down. We're gonna get slapped in the face. We're gonna get punched in the gut. And all of this while watching our account draw down. It happens to all of us. Good traders, bad traders. It doesn't matter. But there are three powerful words that we need to remember as we go through all of it. Let it go. We have to let it go. We can't keep all of this negativity and everything balled up inside of us, because what it does is it kind of messes with our mind and we can't think clear, and it's what causes us to hesitate on trades or to take trades off too early, or do some of everything that hurts us in our trading. So we have to remember these words. These are probably some of the most powerful words that we can use as it relates to our trading career. But let's take it a step further. Think about this. What if everything that's happened to us, the drawdowns, the people who we thought could teach us something that couldn't, or that all of the misguided information that we got, or whatever. I'm speaking from experience, because I went through the whole deal. I went through the whole range, so I know exactly what a lot of you guys are going through. But what if up to now, everything that you've been through has prepared you for the opportunity that awaits you in this industry? Think about that, because it wasn't until somebody presented that to me and presented it to me that way that I realized every time I had to refund my account, every time I took a drawdown, I got slapped in the face by the market, or whatever the case is, whatever happened for a reason, and I was able to learn from it. So if we let all the negativity go and start looking at what positive is coming out of all of this, we're going to be prepared. We're going to be ready to tackle whatever comes our way. Now for me, on Sunday mornings, this is what I like to do. Hop in the car and go for a ride. When the weather's good, the top is down, it's cool, I'm riding through, enjoying the breeze, and I'm clearing my mind. I'm letting all of this bad stuff go from the week, everything that's built up, and I'm renewing myself. I'm not starting the week expired, and that's what happens to too many of us. We end the week on a bad note, or if today wasn't as good as we really wanted it to be, and so we come into the market on Monday with that same sour attitude, because we're still disappointed about the week before. Today somebody shared with us in chat, they were real close to their first green week, and they made it all the way to the day. They were green by a little bit, not much, but one trade today took them red, and it was devastating. And things like this happen, especially when you work so hard all week to put yourself in a position to have your first winning week. That would be a big, sign that you're headed in the right direction. And then something happens the last day. You gotta let it go. You gotta focus on the positives. Focus on what you did to get you to being green going into Friday. What did you do? What were the positives? What were the things that make you feel good about? That's what we have to focus on as we continue to keep going forward. So guys, don't forget. Let it go. Just let it go. Because how we choose to respond to all of these things that I talked about that knock us down and that beat us down, that's going to determine the success story that we write. And remember, if we continue to do the same things over and over again, and we write that same story over and over and over, we're never going to get anywhere. So if we let all this stuff go, we can start writing a new story every week. And every week it's going to be a new chapter toward our success. So we have to continue to do that. So you guys, just remember these 3 words. Let it go. All right, before I forget, I know several of you have asked about a free trial and all of that. I don't have that ability. I don't charge extra, so I don't have a slush fund to market and all of that. I just don't have it, and I'm not gonna have it. I'm never gonna have it because that's not my focus. So I don't have the ability to offer free trials, but I did record the morning session, the first hour and a half of chat, so you get to see exactly what we do. You see the same screen that everybody sees in chat. You heard me talk. What you hear me saying, that's what I say every day. It's what I do every day. So you should get a real good idea of how it goes in the chat room. How I build my watch list, what process I go through. Obviously how long or how in depth we go in building our watch list is going to depend on how many stocks are hitting our scans and what the market is doing that morning. But you get a good feel for what we do, and how we do it. So if you haven't seen it, I uploaded it to YouTube this morning, so you should see it right there on my channel. So take time out. It's gonna take about an hour and a half. I think it was an hour and a half. Just go through it. Don't skip through, because you want to get the feel for what it's like sitting in the room for about an hour and a half. Alright, so let's take a look at our trades from today. Okay, the first trade was BABA. This was on earnings, but this was our all-day hold. This was supposed to be our all-day hold strategy. So I started out looking at the 5-minute. I look at the 5-minute to see how it traded that morning. It put in a pre-market high, put in a pre-market low. So the high is what I'm going to base my entry off of. If it can't push over the pre-market high and we start showing, considerable weakness, I'm going to take the trade. And that's pretty much what I did here. Once I get in, we're going to flip to the 60-minute chart, and this is what I'm going to manage my trade off of. So we get in, and we had a dip, and it got bought back up. We got in here, and we sold off. A nice strong sell-off going into the open. So right before the open, it hit my first cover. And actually my cover was 179.95 or something like that. It didn't hit my order. I had a limit order sitting there. it jumped it, and the stock was just coming on down. So I killed my limit order and came in and, you know, got hit down here. You know, I pulled it out and started trying to get filled down here. It got filled at 179.40. And, you know, this is an instance where an order getting jumped actually helped me. You know, it actually gave me a 50-cent more profit on my 300 share position. So was real happy about that. You know, I was like, well, hell, this is going to be a good start to the day. So I set it, and, you know, we kind of forgot about it. We were getting ready to go into the open. And obviously, within the first hour, we pulled back, stopped me out at break even. This is what these trades have done pretty much all week. Yeah, I could have just taken it all off here at my first target and then wait and try to get back in. I don't have time to watch this, so I can't trade it that way. I just have to set it and forget it. I can't watch this and day trade at the same time. And this is designed to be more like a swing trade where I set it, let it run all day, forget it, come back at lunch, take a look at it, see where we're at, you know, that kind of deal. So it stopped me out pretty much every day this week. You know, after the first target, we pull back, I get stopped out at break even. Sometimes I can get back in, you know, coming in after lunch. Today, this thing was just running up. It never showed any signs of coming back. It did do a reversal later on, but that's not what I was looking for. So 633 on Baba today. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all. Alright, so in day trading, in the small account, today it was a little bit, you know, dry. Let's look at, this was the first trade here. It was just a little bit dry today. We didn't have a whole lot of stocks to look at. Nothing that was set up to really give us a huge, you know, move. So we looked at FLR. Now, this didn't really set up too good for an opening range trade. You can see we didn't get in until 9:55. Didn't really set up, so I had to wait and get it off of the continuation. But I did use the opening range low as a guide, you know, because it does set a level of resistance or support, whichever way you're going, intraday. So I did get it off of that. We were making a nice move down, and I got filled, let's see, like 29 shares filled and then 71 shares filled. So you see it kind of broke it up into two trades, but I only got charged for one ticket. But it was on SSR, so sometimes this does happen. And I got in, and this thing moved as slow as molasses in the wintertime. It was not moving at all. Eventually, it got to a first target, and then to my final target. I mean, eventually it made it there, but this was $100 share position, because look at the candles going into my trade. These candles were, you know, well over $1 in range. So I had to give it $1 range in order for this to make sense. Well, yeah, I could have added back up here once everything slowed down and it settled down, and I didn't have the, you know, the fear of it, you know, making these moves and punching me out. I could have gotten in extra 100 shares and would have doubled my profits on this. But which was what, 86. Yeah, could have been a good $140, $150 trade, but I didn't do it. It's Friday. It just didn't feel like it was going to give me much, so I left that 100 share position on. But this taught us a very good lesson in patience and why we need to be patient. And as long as the trade is still in play, meaning it doesn't breach our technical levels that our trade is based off of, let it go. Let it work. And that's what we did. And I was able to profit off of this trade. So I was pretty pleased with this. But I was more pleased with the ability it gave us, or the opportunity it gave us to teach this lesson on patience, and actually sitting back, waiting for the proper setup, getting a good entry so that little pullbacks can't take you out. So real pleased with this trade. Even though we didn't make a whole lot of money, I was still real pleased with it. Then came ESPR. Here we go. ESPR. So this one ran all the way up. It hit our reversal scan, which is the only reason I entertained trading this. If it didn't hit my scan, I would not have even looked at this. But it did hit the scan, and I was like, yeah, well, under here, I'll take it. And we closed under the 20. This candle went back above it. This candle came back and confirmed a loss of the 20. So I got in on a confirmation. I would do the same thing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. I would do the same thing again because it set up. This is just one of those trades that when it set up, it just went against me. And the bad thing was, I was sitting here getting ready to get out, at about a 25-cent loss. And then the thing just popped up another 25 cents on me. And I tried to wait to see if we were going to get a pullback, but we never did. So I had to go ahead and get out. But took a little bit bigger loss than I wanted to on this. But I wanted to keep this tight closer to the vest since this was on Friday, but got stopped out, let it come back, and then as it came down, we started to see some real good price action. And I couldn't get in here. Obviously, this candle, I waited for it to pull through. I was waiting for the pullback. This candle sold off too fast for me to get a good entry. So I had to be patient. Wait for it to set up off of this, the 100 period. And I got in off the 100 period. Got my first cover. It came back, stopped me out at break even. And then I got back in when we were showing some weakness again. And systematically hit the targets that I had out. So it ate up this loss and only made $58 off of this, but I was able to make back the loss on the first trade and actually make some profit on this. So I was very pleased with how I managed this, once I got in. But here again, patience. I didn't try to chase this all around. I was patient, waited for the setup I was looking for, and was able to make some money off of it. So we finished every day this week green. We almost, thanks to yesterday, we almost made $1,000 week. This is $1,000 week, and we started with $2,000 at the beginning of the week. I believe, no, we weren't even at $2,000. Hold on. We were under $1,850. We started the week just under $1,850. And we made $910.77 off of that. And these were real simple, real, slow trend type trades, smaller share size, all in Suretrader, and streaming it live. So you get, people in the room would have known if I had problems. No problems, no issues, nothing. And this is where we're at for the week. So we can do this every week. This is the second week in a row that we made money. In the last 2 weeks, we've made almost $1,500. We're at what, $1,400, a little over $1,400 in the last 2 weeks. Add the Friday on, and we, once we made the mindset change, we're over 1,500. So we've made a remarkable turnaround. And those of you that have stuck it out, and I hope you're learning the lessons. If not, keep watching, keep paying attention, and you're going to learn the lessons. And you're going to understand just what I do and understand what you need to do in order to be a consistent trader. Because this is not hard to do at all. It's not hard to do at all. Even execution is not going to be hard when you're going in with the right mindset. So that's what we work on, and that's what we try to build, in our community. For those of you that aren't in there, that's what we're trying to do. And so, yeah, I had some people give up after the first 2 weeks, and which I knew it happened back in October. And I warned people. But, hey, it is what it is. So, just wanted to give you a preliminary on that. I am going to do a weekend recap that's going to have my other accounts in there as well. I'm still holding the swing. I'm still holding it, so there's no change in it. But we'll update everything over the weekend and have a true total for everything that we ended up with this week. So you guys enjoy the weekend. I'm sure as hell gonna do it. And I will see you guys. Some of you, I'll see you Sunday morning. I'll be mobile. So if things aren't right at the beginning, be patient with me. But I'm going to enjoy my weekend, that's for sure. So you guys take care. Enjoy yourself. Be safe. And I'll see you guys on Monday.